Hi guys, it's Nikki. It's September 30, 2020, and you're watching me, also known as Faces Trader, for the Awesome 10X Live market update for the Philippines. So let's discuss the Philippines. I'll start with my own Investagrams day 3. Today is the trading competition day 3. I am still at rank 1000, but it's fine. So I got all HC, average price 239, 262, 8% up there, but I'm still down on my ASEN. 321 is now 310. Century Tuna is still at 17.16. I'm down with my BDO. I bought 87, it's now 86.25. My Nickel Asia is 298, 297 right now. AC is just there. FNI is just there. Pure Gold is just there. Apex is just there. And then only my All HC went up. I'm gonna show to you the order history. I've also sold some. So now, Corp, I made some money. Dito, I sold yesterday and had to cover. IDC, I went long and closed it. Frutas, I went long and closed it. Small positions, and then I closed it. So you've got participants quite good, up 202 ranking for today. And Nevermind is number 1, 8% up. Then you could see that there's a lot of winners, and congratulations to those who are winners. I'm pretty sure that they made money on Now Corp and on Dito Talco, and quite a lot of winners like All HC. And let's discuss all the winners for the day. So let's take a look at your top traded. You could see that Dito Telco had a little, had a profit taking from about 499 to 490. Looks like it's just consolidating actually after a good run from about 425 to as much as $5, 5 pesos in just 2 days. So this is the first profit taking on Dito Telco. You've got CHP today rising 11%. Let's take a look at that. Jollibee continues higher, 145. You've got SM Prime rallying to 29.4. You've got some C is 10% up. Chelsea from 4 trades out there. And then of course, you've got some people taking profits on ASEN. So it's still consolidating. It's kind of funny that All HC is not being traded even if it's very strong, no? So but when you look at the top gainers, okay, when you look at the top gainers for today, you've got CHP, you've got Chelsea, so very strong moves, 11 and 10% up. All HC was also up 8%. I got the All HC move. And then of course you've got Bloomberry up 4%, 731. Cebu Pacific is also up 3.7%. I have Cebu Pacific in my personal portfolio, also bought at about 36.05. And then, of course, right now it's 37.75, still waiting. You also have in your winners today, what else? Okay, so you have this SM Prime going up 29.4. So it had solidified its entry point at 28, 28.4, 28.5 last few days. You've got some winners buying some M-Wide when it fell to about 7 pesos. It's now 725. So that's your winner circle. And it's fun. It's good to see that East-West is now 861. Let's see whether East-West can hit 9 or 950 in the next coming days. Now, let's take a look at your losers. Okay, your losers today, we've got, with volume, let's see, the volume selling is Aboitiz Power, Vistaland, DMW, that's got 13 million. What else is the big selling front? You've got ASEN, you've got some Meralco selling it down, but usually Meralco at about 265, you've got buyers naman. 260 peso, you've got buyers. It's just in a range, similar to just all the utility names out there. ASEN, although there's 2% down, we still see a lot of supporters for ASEN at about $3, 3 peso. So it's still there, it's still in back, it's just sleeping. So you also have a lot of take profit already on Dito Telco. You could see that after breaking, 4.25, it reached as high as 5. So people are profit taking. Let me show to you, of course, the news as well before we begin to the charts. September 30, 2020, the end of the month, Cebu Pacific is expecting to weather the pandemic. So the company said that they are hopeful that they will survive this crisis despite the expected recovery, which is going to be long. Cebu Air said that it's going to take longer than expected. However, we continue to be hopeful. There is an inherent and latent demand for travel. Of course, we agree because we do know that we will travel someday in the future. Let's read their statements. Our net debt to equity is only 1.9 times. This means that it's very low in the industry. They can actually borrow money to raise more capital, given that, of course, recently the pandemic means no one's traveling. They will really suffer in terms of operating expenses. The company reported the loss of about 8 billion pesos for the quarter. This was a reversal because last year they made 3.79 billion. Due to the travel restrictions, resulting in a 93% decline in the company's gross revenues from about 23 billion last year to only 1.4 billion. Now, the company also saw a 60% decline in passenger traffic from 11 million to 4.5 million in the very first semester of this year, as the number of flights was lower by 55%. The company only ferried a total of 22 million passengers last year, 90% down. That means only 2 million passengers this year. Now, the Air Transport Association said that they're expecting a 55% decline this year in terms of air traffic. And according to the Air Carriers Association of the Philippines, 700 million pesos has been allocated for local airlines. Group is expecting state financial institution to lend 10 billion pesos as a part of the Bayanihan Recovery Act in the industry. So we will discuss how the pandemic has been done in the entire world. So let me show to you a few companies abroad. We saw that the airline sector has been very strong, actually, because of the abundance of liquidity. There's a lot of companies that was willing to lend money to all these airlines. You can see that Delta Airlines has rallied to higher lows. This went from about 18, 17, then higher low 25, and then higher low here at about 27. That is a $10 higher move for Delta Airlines. Now, if you look at the Philippine market, so let's take a look at the Philippine market. Let's search Cebu Pacific. Of course, we'll discuss Cebu Pacific, and let's discuss JJ Summit, which is the owner of Cebu Pacific. And let's discuss, of course, Macro Asia. These are all airline-related names. You could see that we have been bullish on Cebu Pacific, and today is actually I would assume that this is actually a buying signal for Cebu Pacific. So let's see. For those who don't have Cebu Pacific, you can see that there was a low here at about 37, 36, and then another low here when it fell to about 34, 33. Then we were saying that, all this time when it was consolidating 35, 36, 37, to keep on buying Cebu Pacific. The rationale being within the next 3 years or within the next 5 years, you will see your money double because we see that Cebu Pacific has a great risk reward at these levels. To replace your own entire fleet, it will take more than 70 pesos for Cebu Pacific. So it's actually better for you to buy Cebu Pacific while it's below the replacement cost of 37, even at the risk that it goes 36, 35, 32, even if your money will do nothing in the next 6 months, 12 months. Because at the end of the day, one day, we do believe that you will travel, and that travel demand will become a greater opportunity for Cebu Pacific. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you want to make just 25% in the short term. I still think that at 38, even if you buy 37.75 today, last price, you can sell it at about 44, or you can even sell it at 52. Just give it time. So maybe it's going to take 6 months, but you'll make what? 20% and then 50, 100% in the next 1 to 5 years, right? Let's take a look at Macro Asia. Sorry, let me just show to you. Macro Asia, of course, is a Philippine company that is, of course, trying to do that Sangli Airport. So far, Macro Asia has been steady, sleeping. Right now, it's at 4.7. You could see that Macro Asia had a higher low already. The low here was about 330. 280, sorry, the lowest 280, there was 330, 280, 330. This is a higher low at about $4, 4 peso. And then this is 4.7. So you could see higher lows for Macro Asia. Yes, you've got resistance as well here at 6 pesos, but we are aware that Macro Asia will survive this pandemic over the next year. So for those who are playing the opening theme, these are companies that will benefit. So let's take a look, of course, in Bloomberry. We saw it rally to 730. we were saying that at 7 pesos, you were only just seeing people profit taking. Casinos was a higher low. We have been seeing this trend for the entire USA. So because we are trading globally, we could definitely tell you the companies in the USA are far stronger. Let me show to you. Pen went from about $4 to $70. Yes, it's 16, 17 times your money. Almost, yeah. That's how USA is. Penn National Gaming, aka Barstool Sports, from about 4 to 70. And then you could see SGMS, Scientific Games, from about $4 to $38. That's times 9, your money. So, when we talk about awesome 10x, we always say that you can make 10x your money in the US. So, although this is a Philippine market update, we do teach you global market updates as well so that you are more informed about what's happening in the world. That said, if you could see casinos worldwide rallying with the reopening theme, with the fact that they can do online software gaming, they can do online sports betting, online lotteries, it just tells you that Bloomberry in the next 5 years will become a 15 peso company. So there are plenty of companies that are rallying because they are seeing the it also owns your Cebu Pacific. So we think that amongst the conglomerates, it had already shown that reopening theme, that ability to be resilient. In fact, JG Summit went from as low as $40 pesos to as high as 70 pesos. That said, you've got resistance at 70. JG Summit right now is trading at about 60. This is an area wherein I see 60 to 57 as a potential support. Sure, it can go also as low as 50 pesos, no? We're not saying that we are magical predicting that that is a low, but we think that 60 all the way to 50 is a great support area. So you will buy this on the way down with the attention that this one is a uptrend, no? So any drops of JG Summit, 60, 55, 50 is a potential buying area. Now, what else? So we saw today that what's that? Your CHP rose. So why did CHP rise? I don't know. Actually, this has been rallying from 80 cents to 1.7, losing money in my view. So I don't know, but it is losing money. It's going up though. It's 100%. I don't have it, but I think some traders, especially in the trading cup, would have bought this, no? So they probably bought at 150. They are up 10%, 165. If you bought CHP today on a trading buy signal, though, you would have seen it. You will see some resistance here at 177 and another strong selling pressure here at about 2. So just be mindful of your resistances at the end of the day. At the end of the day, there is a resistance. And okay, so yun lang. Let's take a look at the construction. EI construction has managed to go up because, of course, we knew that there was that reopening around June. So construction started to come back. And then, of course, from about 5 peso, it's now 7 peso. Slow reversal. So maybe the construction sector as a whole is trying to reverse. MY was given a delay, an extension though for the airport. So that means that at 7 pesos, there are some people willing to buy. Construction sector is doing well naman. They have resumed. So they are constructing again. Airports are being constructed again despite delays. So I think as long as the government is always trying to do infrastructure, then it should be okay. MPI, you can see that is a higher low here at 3. There will be some selling pressure here at about 360, no? But the fact is, when it falls 320 to 3 pesos, we already know and we told you that it will be a buying opportunity. Now, Ayala Corp is now at 690. I think that 690 all the way down to 650 should be a buying opportunity. Just as we said that Metro Bank at 38.70 all the way to about 40 could be a potential resistance. We saw some people actually already selling some of their Metro Bank. Those who purchased below 34 are selling. That is a good 10 to 20% pop when you bought at the lows. Now, of course, while you're buying your banks, take note that East West today went up to 860. Good move. However, should there be a resistance at 9 to 950 to 10, there will still be selling pressure, no? Let's take a look at what other banks happen to be. Security Bank is still steady at about 91, 92, sleeping lang. Your BDO is still asleep at about 86, 87. So you can see naman that we're just picking it up even if there's no momentum right now because the downside is low. Maybe it can go 84, maybe it can go 83. But at the end of the day, where's the upside? 95, 92, 100. So, you know, it might take time. Could make 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, right? It's not a momentum play, unlike, of course, these names, AllHC. So AllHC, we've already established that there was a strong momentum here at about 2 peso. We're saying that warehouse leasing revenues were going up. And so we saw, okay, this is consolidating nicely, could break out. And truly, today it did 264. It can rally to 3 peso, can rally to 320, 340. Let's see where it goes. ASEN actually fell today, but I don't think that ASEN chart is really wrong. You know, it has been consolidating here at about 280, 270. There was a clear breakout here at 230. You could see that this is just a consolidation. Sure, it can go to 90, could even go to 80. But end of the day, no, I still see that ASEN or AC Energy is in a secular uptrend. So I don't mind any drops. Nickel Asia, we were saying that about 3 peso below looks to be a support. Could it go to 80? Yes, it could. But I think that, you know, at the end of the day, electric vehicle is a trend. And you could see that happening all over the world. You could see 1211 hitting 120. 1211 HK, you take a look at that, or you can watch, you just look at your own charts, no? You could see that Chinese Tesla, NIO, was up 20%, see? 19 to 21. Could see that Tesla was up, went from about 360 to about 460, went to a 360 again, then 420. At the end of the day, this is a healthy consolidation, and then still gonna break above 500 a few months from now, 6 months from now. Now, what happened with XPEV? Xiaopeng, it is consolidating here at about 18. 15 IPO, rallied to 25, consolidated, and now at 17, 18, double bottom here. You can see it picked up at about 18, no? And then you can see that it's just consolidating for now. So many companies, actually all-time highs yung mga other electric vehicles. Workhorse, for instance, Kaboom, oh, after 30, fell to 22, now back to 28. So, you know, it's just an overall very strong EV sector all over the world. So let me now see your questions, if any. Let me see your ideas as well. Comments and any questions. Mac Insight. So Macro Asia, I already said, I think Macro Asia is a reopening theme. So I would say that Macro Asia, if it falls near 450, 470 sleeping right now, eventually it will rise. I just don't know if the risk is the waiting time because we don't know, diba? Like, how long will I wait with Macro Asia at 470 when I could make money already maybe with Cebu Pacific, given Cebu Pacific made a buy signal already. So yung mga ganon. But, you know, long-term wise, I think 470, even if it goes 4 pesos, you have that risk downside low, high upside. Thoughts and levels to watch for Bloom. Bloomberry, I think you've got support at 7, 650. And then you've got some selling pressure at about 8. Bloomberry is uptrend lang yan eh. I don't know if there will be some real selling pressure at 8. So far, you've got this selling pressure at 8, 820, no? So this is your first resistance. But your first support would still be this, 660, 680, no? So I think the people who bought at 630, we already said na, you know, if it's a strong winner, any dips, pullbacks can be bought. It's an uptrend. So yan, papuntang 8 yan, tingin ko. I just don't know if it will still be back at 7. But so far, I think higher low at 680 to 7. So you can still pick it up if it goes 7. Tugs and first gen insights. I don't cover tugs, so I don't know much about it. But let's take a look at the chart. I forgot, no? Today up nga pala yung Chelsea. I don't cover Chelsea rin actually. Pero malakas siya today, no? 440. Strong volume, strong move, pero Logistics, this one lost money, no? Today, it seems like, wow, logistics day, you've got all HC up, you've got Chelsea Logistics up. I am not too confident, but charts wise, yes, 4 pesos here supported. Maybe there is a play in the same sector. Tugs also Harbor Star Shipping, it's also in the same sector, no? So Harbor Star Shipping, let's see. Harbor Star Shipping had made higher lows from about 75 cents. Now it's 1 peso. Looks like, if it rallies above 1 peso pa rin, there could be a buy signal here. So looks like, it already went from 75 cents to 120, good uptrend. I think that, given the shipping sector is trying to climb up, maybe people believe, syempre, the leader in the shipping sector is ICT, no? Container terminals. I mentioned already that ICT has already been higher lows. Set up niyan, 109. A break of 110 on ICT can hit it to 120 or 128. So any drops of ICT will be bought at 105, especially if it goes down pa to 100. So I think the sector, if you'll ask me, is bullish. I am bullish in the sector. It's just that personally, as you know, I chose all HC. But if you like tugs, probably okay naman, not bad. FGen, renewables, pero first gen kasi is LNG, no? LNG gas terminal. I think it's a range eh. You can see that FGen at about 22 always gets bought out, and then every time 27, always range bound. So if you want to buy at 23, not bad naman, as long as you try to buy low and then sell high. Pablo says, great review, thank you. Any thoughts on the coming stock rights offering of tech? I disposed some tech shares today. So tech is still at a downtrend eh. I think that selling pressure. I'm not too confident on tech. You could see that it's not an outperformer. Always goes from 4 to 13, fell down to 4, then to 9, fell down to 5. It can go to 4 again. It could be a triple bottom at 4, and then maybe triple sell at about 9 or 8. So I think at this level, I am not confident. I don't have any specific prediction. So far, I don't really know. It can go up, can go down. I know nothing. As per the CHP movement, I assume that it is a potential M&A deal that has been rumored might be announced soon. Could be because, if you look at the earnings of CHP, it doesn't make sense why it's going up, diba? So I really don't know. 80 cents to 160. There might be a buyer, maybe an M&A, but I really don't know why CHP is rising. Mary Mart Insight po. Mary Mart, I think, is a bit speculative. So far, Mary Mart is steady here at about 3 pesos. So, asleep lang siya. I don't know where it's going. Pwedeng 290, but I think pwede rin 310, 320. It is in the zone of I don't know. It's in the zone of I really don't know what's gonna happen. Chelsea owns 25% of Dito Telecom, I think. So some people are assuming that Chelsea went up because they just have ownership of Dito Telecom. Yeah, that's also possible. Possible that it rose because it just owns Chelsea owns Dito. That's also true. I think Telephone is following PLDT USA. PLDT right now is trading at about 1350, 1330. So it's just consolidating back to about 1300. It can also go down to 1250. We haven't seen the bottom, so I'll just wait it out. But I think 1265 could be bought. PHI is trading in the US, so yeah, 30 to 27. Perhaps the market is assuming that these Converge IPO can take some market share away from PLDT. That's also possible. I really don't know, but if you ask me, at the end of the day, PLDT and Globe on dips can be bought. Is PLDT worth averaging down at the moment? I think you wait. If you have buy at about 1.3 below. If it goes 1.3 or 1.265, I'm not sure if it will fall that low. But I think 1.3 below is okay. What are your thoughts on Bloom's move today? Bloomberry, I think, is a uptrend. Higher low, higher low. We have been bullish on Bloom since 450. So I have been bullish on Bloomberry. In fact, I was saying, when the market crashed, one of the best reopening stocks to get are really the casinos, because I do believe that they will reopen 6 months, 7, 8 months from now. So I think it's okay. I am bullish on the casino sector worldwide. Any thoughts of home? HOME, no, all home construction, kalaban ni Wilcon. Globally, all these home furnishings are doing well. All home is a bit of a surprise to me because in the Philippines, all home didn't do well. Good earnings and then bad earnings here. So I guess the market is just waiting for all home to surprise on the upside. If all home goes down to 5 pesos, maybe some people will try to speculate that this drop is not warranted. Hintay lang siguro because I really don't know if all home will surprise on the upside. But my clue is that if the world's home furniture related companies are going up, I'm more bullish than bearish. Pero syempre right now, the chart isn't saying anything to us. So the chart of all home, we don't really know yet. Wala pa siyang buy signal. Can go from about 560 to 5 pesos. I really don't know if it's gonna go down. Pero so far, I'm bullish on that name. I don't have it. Pero if you wanna buy 560, I think okay lang naman. JFC is buying back shares. Rest of place next. What do you think of Max's and pizza? I am bullish on the reopening theme. It could be Jollibee's. Jollibee has reopened, diba? They opened Tim Ho Wan in China. You've got a lot of Chinese recovery plays. There's a lot of ways to play recovery. Jollibee right now at 145 can gear up to a breakout of 150, 153, no? So let's see whether it can break above that. But so far naman, when Jollibee fell 132, we already said that we're okay to buy it. Even if it fell 125, Max's, I think 5 peso below, there are some people willing to buy this, even if they don't know if it will go 6 pesos or if it will go back to 7. After Max's went from about 440 to 7 peso, it just dropped all the way to about 470, 490. I would say that Max's would have a leeway to rally and surprise on the upside, even if they're losing money right now, operating expenses. It is a reopening play. There's no momentum yet, pero it's one of those names na pwede mong patulugin muna yung pera mo and then hopefully their earnings do well so that, whether earnings do well or not, at least less losses. So if they can narrow their losses, the market will see it as potential reopening theme, no? Same for Shakey's Pizza. You could see Shakey's Pizza was a higher low here, rallied from 536, now 582. This one can rally back to 650 to 7. So upside-wise, I'd say that you are okay with the casinos, with the restaurants, with the airlines. Choose na lang which company you prefer. And of course, if these reopening themes go up, eventually the market will also appreciate that the financials who are supporting all these SMEs, whether it be the restaurant businesses, through credit cards, through loans, can also bounce back in the Philippines. No, so that's it. Thank you very much. Thanks for following the channel. Hope that you're okay. And have an awesome 10x portfolio. Have an awesome 10x life. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.